Hi, welcome once again to Chemistry Jamb Class 2025. As I told you earlier before today, that as far as this class is concerned, I am here preparing you for upcoming chemistry jam this year. And I believe as you keep following this class, you will never regret. You will make a very high score in your jam. Not only jam, even WAEC, NECU. Keep following us. Now, in our last one of the classes I taught, I gave you a question to solve. I do not know how many of you were able to solve it, and I told you to solve and then drop the answer. Let me make a comment on your work. So today we are going to solve one of those problems that I have given you before today. Now, let's proceed. This was the question, and the question says 0.222 gram of a divalent metal is deposited when a current of 0.45 ampere is passed through a solution of its salt for 25 minutes using appropriate electrodes. Calculate the relative atomic number, the relative atomic mass of the metal. They have given you 1 Faraday to be equal to 96500 coulomb per mole. So now, where do we start? Now you have been given the mass, you have been given the time, the current. Now, from what we have, we can start with the current and the time and the quantity. That's the relationship between the three parameters is equal to the solution to that problem. When you say quantity equal to current times time. Now, using this relationship, if you come back to the question, let's leave the mass first because there is no mass there. Now we have this as what? The current. And we have this as time. Let's get the quantity using the two of them. Okay, so the quantity now will be equal to current I is 0.45 ampere times, when you see IT, it means I times time. Current times time, there is multiplication sign there. So multiply that with the time you have. The time is what? The time is 25 minutes. This 25 minutes, you must convert it to second. How do I do that? Multiply it by 60. If you are converting minute to second, multiply that value given by 60. If you are converting hours to second, multiply it by 60. That will take you to the minute. Then multiply again by 60. That will take you to second. That's to say 60 times 60 times that value. If it is in what? In hours. But if it is in second, in minutes, just multiply it by 60 once. Then that will give you in seconds. So now that our value is 25 minutes, we are going to take it to second by multiplying 25 by 60, just once. That value is converted now. So now let's see what Q will now be. Okay, 0.45 times 25 times 60. That gives me 675. 675 column. This is quantity now. You have gotten the quantity. Okay, the unit of quantity is what? Column. Now, from here, they said divalent, this mass of a divalent, they did not mention the name of the substance. Let's believe that the divalent metal is what? Deposited. Let me use anything like divalent metal. Let my M be divalent metal. Since they said di, the plus it will carry will be 2, not 1. If they say tri, it will be 3. Okay, so now this man is in the solution collecting electron. He is looking for 2 electrons because he gave out 2 electrons. So he's looking for 2 electrons to get deposited as metal atom, not as ion again. So 2 electrons will be collected. This is 2 electrons now to deposit this as metal atom. This is solid and this is aqueous in solution. This means solution. This is plate. It is part of the electrode now. Okay, having known this, now they have told us to calculate what? Calculate the relative atomic mass of the metal. Now, the relative atomic mass of this metal is what we are trying to calculate, which we do not know the mass. So, the mass remains m. Let me put m as my mass there. But here, remember they told you 1 Faraday of electricity is equal to this, which is equal to 1 electron. 1 Faraday is equal to 1 electron. So, 1 electron times 2, meaning this 2 is what I brought there. Since 1 mole of electron is equal to 1 Faraday of electricity, which is equal to this value, 96500. Note this. This is standard. 1 mole of electron equal to 1 Faraday of electricity equal to this value. So, if that is the case, now here I have 2 mole of electron. So where I have electron, I will substitute this value to be 96500 to give you mass m. I don't know the mass. Okay, now from what we calculated, this is coulomb. This is also coulomb. Let me bring it under coulomb. And that is 675 coulomb of electricity will give me the value, the mass. Since they said 0.222 gram of a divalent metal is deposited when a current of this, we have seen all that. So this mass now is what is deposited with this coulomb of electricity. That is 0.222 gram. I don't know this mass. That is what I am looking for. Now, cross multiply this by this. Cross multiply the whole of this by this. So, with that, you will now make your M the subject formula. My M now is equal to 2 times 96500 times this one, 0.222 all over 675. Okay, my mass now, remember this M stands for what? Mass. My mass now will be, let me calculate it, 2 times 96500 times 0.222. That gives me, okay, that gives me 42846. Divide that by 675. The answer is 63.475555 and so on. So 63.4755 and so on. So I will approximate that to be equal to 63. Let me approximate this place to make this one 4. Oh, sorry, 5. So it will now be 0.5. That's the relative atomic mass of that element. So this was what I wanted you to calculate. So start by looking for quantity. And then from the quantity that you got, write the half cell equation, substitute this here. From the equation, you will see that it's 2 that you have to multiply with the value of electron, which is 1 Faraday of electricity. Then equal to what the mass that you are looking for. You don't know this element. Bring the coulomb of electricity you calculated and the mass that it was able to deposit. Then cross multiply like what we are doing. Get the answer. So that's the answer. I believe you are enjoying the lesson. The question was simple. I do not know how many of you that were able to follow it up to that answer. Keep watching. Okay, now let's see this other question. In the reaction between sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid solutions, what volume of 0.5 molar sodium hydroxide would exactly neutralize 10 cm cube of 1.25 molar sulfuric acid? A, B, C, D, and E. They have given you all the options there. Now, for us to know which option we should take, let's see what we should be doing. Now, check what and what are they giving you. They have given you, they mentioned sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide is what? A base. Now, and what? Sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is what? An acid, as the name implies. So now, acid reacting with a base, that's neutralization reaction. Now, what should we do? Now, fetch out the parameters of acid, fetch out the parameters of base, and then from there, let's see what will follow next. Okay, now, what volume of 0.5 molar sodium hydroxide? This is concentration of the base. Sodium hydroxide is a base. This is the concentration of the base. What volume? They are asking you the volume. So let's start by fetching out the parameters. Concentration of base equal to 0.5 mole or molar solution. Molar solution. I can prefer using capital letter M there, or mole per dm cube. So now after taking that, they said volume of base. Volume of base is what they are asking you. Now let's check again. What again do we have? we have neutralize 10 cm cube of this molar solution. This is for acid, concentration for acid, volume for acid. Concentration of acid equal to 1.25 mole per dm cube. Let me use mole per dm cube. Mole per dm cube. Mole per dm cube. Okay, but the volume of acid, they said, is 10 cm cube. Is it? Okay, if you consider this, you should be able to relate it to the formula that can carry all of them. So there's a formula that says CAVA all over CBVB, which is equal to NA over NB. Now, CA is what? Concentration of acid. This is concentration of acid. VA is volume of acid. This is volume of acid. CB is concentration of base, which you have it there. Volume of base, which you have it here, they ask you to calculate. What about NA and NB? NA is mole ratio of acid to base. Number of mole of acid, number of mole of base. So now, where do we have the mole ratio in the equation or in the question? There is no mole ratio here. They have not given you anything mole ratio. But with a balanced chemical reaction, you will be able to do what? Get mole ratio. Let's write chemical equation, the balanced chemical equation. So if I say the base that I have here is sodium hydroxide. The formula for sodium hydroxide is NaOH. Reacting with what? Sulfuric acid, H2SO4, to give you Na2SO4. You must know how to write the balance equation before you can answer this question. And H2O. You may say, how do I do that? How can I? I have taught it. Go back to one of those videos, how to write correct chemical formula of acid, base, and salt. I have done that. Go there and check how I got it. And then you will now know what to do. So from this equation now, it is not balanced. Balance it so that you know what to do exactly. Na here is what? 1, while we have 2 here. So I will put 2 here to make it 2. I have also taught you on balancing. So if you don't understand what I'm doing here, go back to one of those videos that I've taught before now. So this 2 now is affecting oxygen. Oxygen here is 2. Now, oxygen there is 2. Come to the product. Oxygen here is 1. I will put 2. I don't want to talk about oxygen in this place because this is SO4 and this is SO4. They will balance themselves. So oxygen left here, not talking about the one here. Here is 2. Here now is 2. There's 1 here. Multiply by this 2. It gives you 2. Okay, then hydrogen from here is 2. Multiply this. Anything in front covers everything here. So hydrogen is also 2. Here, check another hydrogen, 2 is also here. So 2 plus 2, 4. You can see plus here. 2 hydrogen, 2 hydrogen. Add the 2, that's 4 hydrogen. Here, multiply 2 here, 2 here for hydrogen. Multiply, it gives you what? 4. So the equation is balanced. Now, mole ratio of acid to base. Note which one is acid. This is acid. It starts with hydrogen first. Metal. The one that starts with metal is what? It can be acid. It can also be what? Salt. So this one, sorry, it can be base or salt. This is a base. So note which one is acid and which one is base. So mole ratio of acid to base. This is acid, 1. Mole ratio of base is what? 2. You have taken from here into this place. So now we can substitute all of them. So let me start with this place. If I say Ca, concentration of acid, where do I have acid? This is it. Now I will now say 1.25 times, according to this formula, times volume of acid, which is this, 10, all over Cb, concentration of base, is 0.5 times volume of base. Volume of base is what you are looking for, which is Vb, equal to Na, mole ratio of acid. You come here, this is acid. You put down 1 all over mole ratio of base, which is 2. You put it there. Now, from there, solve for your Vb. Now, the Vb will be solved by multiplying, cross-multiplying them. Take this, multiply by this, take this, multiply by this. Make this subject formula. In a very short way, I like saying Vb equal to, since I'm taking this side, I will leave it first. Concentrate with this before I come back to the remaining values on this chain. So equal to 1.25 times 10 times 2 all over 0.5 times 1. So if you multiply this and divide by this, we will now see whether we will have any option there. So let's start. 1.25 times 10 times 2. That gives me 25. This is VB. 25 all over 0.5 times 1. That gives me 0.5. Any number you multiply by 1 gives you that number. Okay, now VB is now equal to divide 25 by that. 25 divided by 0.5. That gives me 50 cm because it's volume cube. Now let's confirm whether we have anything like that in the option. Okay, A 5 cm cube, B 10 cm cube, C 20 cm cube, D 25 cm cube, E 50 cm cube. This is the correct option there. I hope you are enjoying the lesson. Okay, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, share it with your friend, and then comment. Now I'm going to give you a problem to solve. All right. Okay. Assignment. Calculate the voltage of the cell represented as this. Given that for this, which means this place, E naught equal to this, and for this, which is this, E naught equal to this. They said you should calculate what? The voltage. Okay, I believe you are enjoying the class. Make sure you solve it and send the answer to me. Drop the answer. Keep following this channel for more interesting teaching, and let's see how you will not be able to make it in this exam that is coming up soon. Like the channel and share it. Comment. Thank you.